everybody. Welcome to the Hell's Newsletter podcast. This is only me here today. Lucy will be here later in the podcast with his own segment, but we'll get back to him a little later. With me today here is my friend. You want to be called by your real name, or you want to be called by
That's fine.
your label?
Nah,
It's either Lucas or Hedge Solo.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, man?
You know how I've been doing. I just want y'all to know it is literally taking us an hour and a fucking half to get this working. I have been through so much pain right now.
Yeah.
Like
that's okay.
Oh fuck, I forgot. Lucy, 1, 2, 3, clap. There's your sync. You're welcome.
Sick.
I forgot. We're recording separate audio. So there you go. Sorry. We have this new recording set up. We got a lot going on. Lucy's out of town. He's snowboarding right now. So, we wish the best to him. But he will be, like I said, he will be at the end of this podcast. Don't worry about that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's talk about you.
All right.
Let's start with, how are you doing? How's your week?
I'm okay. It's been a pretty good week. Christmas was nice. I just got back like literally a week ago. So it's been pretty good so far. Can't really complain.
There you go.
So the North Carolina is pretty nice.
Yeah, I was about to say, still part of the South, but it's
technically
about as north of the South you can go.
Correct. It's like once you go a little further, you hit like Maryland. That's not South. That's
South. Okay. Well, oh wait, no, I'm a bozo. I was thinking Maryland was Maine for a second. I swapped the two in my head, and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna check the. Oh, it's Virginia. Forgot Virginia was north of us.
You forgot Virginia existed, didn't you? Yeah.
I forgot, man. All right, listen. Yeah. Geography is fine with me. I'm fine with maps. But it's like my mental map is not as good.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I've never driven above North Carolina ever. Like just driving up north. No, I've never driven up north of North Carolina. Myself.
Have you ever been up there?
Yes. I've been in like Pennsylvania. But like myself, when I'm driving, I haven't driven that way.
Okay.
But like once I've been on a road, I know an area.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I was about to say, me too. Like if I were to go back to Atlanta right now, I could get back to my old house for sure.
Exactly.
I still remember.
Yep.
So welcome back. Sorry, had a bit of an audio issue, of course.
In real life, it's been another 2 hours.
Yep. No, not actually. It's been like 5 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, let's talk about you, Lucas. All right.
Yeah, what's up, man?
How did you first start getting into, gaming and stuff like that?
Oh, I love this question. So my first actual like experience with any sort of game was like the Nintendo DS, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
Now I didn't play anything until I was maybe like 7 years old, 6 or 7. But my first ever game was the Legend of Zelda game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so Phantom Hourglass.
Okay.
It's one of the ones on the DS. A lot of people really hate it. They're like, "Oh, this is like one of the worst Zelda games of all time. It's terrible. The controls are bad. You have to control Link with your stylus. It's so awful. You have to blow into your mic for some puzzles. It's so bad. It's one of my favorites. Absolutely love the game. For like a first experience in any sort of gaming, a Legend of Zelda game, I think is brilliant, right?
Oh yeah, I was about to say, was my first? I can't even remember what my first game would be. Wait, Hang on. We
Yeah,
just
you
gotta
gotta
take a
reach
pause
back
here in the
far.
podcast. Hang on
Uh-huh.
1 second. There's a duck watching us up there.
Wait. Hey.
We have found yet another. This may be, you know what? We might be having deja vu, and I might have sat in this exact same room with Lucy sitting right there and said the
Yeah.
exact same thing about the same duck. But, you
Wait,
know,
that's so funny. Oh, there it is.
yeah, my first game.
Was it
Okay,
like a Game
I know
Boy
what my
game?
first I know what my first console was.
Mm-hmm.
First like device was a leapfrog. It was like the remember when the Xbox 360 came out, right?
Oh
But
my
then
god.
Leapfrog came out with their their weird like
Oh, the mat thing?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right. I totally lied. Phantom Hourglass was not my first game. You know what? I forgot about that. I
Yeah, that was my first
completely
console.
forgot. Wow. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was mine too. I
Yeah.
was it was like a DDR mat, but for Leapfrog.
Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't get the DDR mat one. I just had the one with
Okay.
just the controller. Yeah.
Okay. I had the DDR mat.
Now
Wow.
here's the funny part. Here's the funny part. You want to know how this stopped? I
How?
played it for like I played it until I was like it was like 5 years old. But
Yeah.
in the house that I had it in, there was a leaky pipe and we didn't know.
Oh no.
So it was so bad to the point
Yeah.
that it burst through. It was this townhouse, right? It was in the middle. It was in the middle part between the first and second floor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was so bad. All of a sudden, we woke up to as a hole opens up in the ceiling above our
No.
TV appliances. Yeah, over our TV stand. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, that's terrible. So
And I'm
bye bye
like, what? I'm
Leapfrog.
5, so this is like
Yeah.
2008 at this
8.
point. It's
Mhm.
that's yeah. No way. There's no way
Wow.
the thing is those things are surviving. So,
Wow.
yep. Yep, that's how that ended real quick.
Oh no. Oh, that's so
Yep.
sad. Uh,
Anyways,
I
continue.
played the crap out of that thing. Wow, I completely forgot. You unlocked a part of my brain that, I completely forgot about. Because this was when I was living in England, right?
Right.
So when I was a good old British chap, like 5 years old, um,
Mhm.
we had it set up in our garage. So I would
Right.
play out there in the cold, because the ceiling on the garage door wasn't very good.
Right.
Um,
Of course.
so it was like freezing in there, but I would still play in there anyway because the Leapfrog was fun. And I'm
Exactly.
pretty sure there was like this Frogger game on there that I would
Yep.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yep. So I played that a lot. Wow, I completely forgot about that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay, so that was my
I was
first.
about to. Yeah, that was your first
That was my
experience in gaming.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 100% my first.
I was about to say. So just kind of go down the timeline. How did you get to here?
All right, that's yeah. Here's a fun place, right?
Uh huh.
So
Because
there
like
was the
we already talked about
Leapfrog.
the DS, right?
Yeah, and there was the DS. So the DS was
Mm-hmm.
great. Eventually, like I got the 3DS. I played a lot of like Tomodachi Life, and that was my first time playing Ocarina of Time. Phenomenal
Right.
game.
Oh yeah.
Um,
That's a great Zelda game.
yeah, people have that as their like all-time favorite, which
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I respect. It's a phenomenal game.
Which fair enough.
Um,
Yeah.
I had my Wii era, which was about this
Oh
time,
yeah. Of
as
course.
most of us did.
Oh yeah.
Playing like Galaxy. I played
I was
Twilight
about to say.
Princess.
I think I've talked about this in a hello headset. I think I've talked about this in a a previous episode. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, my first like Wii game was like well,
Other than
obviously
what, like Wii
besides like Wii
Sports?
Sports and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
It was like Super Mario Bros. The new Super Mario Bros.
Yes, that's like one of the
Yeah.
few I didn't play on the Wii.
Oh
But
yeah.
yes. So yeah, Twilight Princess I played, which is actually my favorite Zelda game. Um, that was on the Wii.
Yeah, it's pretty up there for me as well. I
Yeah.
will say that's the one I've played the most.
Yeah, okay. The dungeons in that game are phenomenal. I just
Very
want to
good.
say, very,
Very
very
good.
good. And obviously, I played Minecraft. Like my dad had a little pre-built Dell computer thing. Um,
Mm,
good old
steamy.
Dell desktop. Oh yeah. So
Workstation. Let's get
yeah,
it, baby.
it's either Windows XP or no, I'm pretty sure it was Windows XP. Um, but played Minecraft and it
Oh
was
yeah.
like 2010 or 11 or something.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
it took up a big portion of my life. It's Minecraft. Everyone knows about it. Um,
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone. Listen. Everyone had their Minecraft phase at
of
one
course,
point. All right. Let's
yes,
be honest.
literally,
And if you
literally.
didn't, there's something wrong with you.
True, true. Listen, we
No.
all made our little abominations. Our diamond
Abomination.
huts.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
listen,
You're right.
come on, come
I
on.
did
We
make. I
all
did used to make. Yeah. Yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
My abomination was this like intricate like bedrock redstone puzzle house thing. When I say intricate,
Uh
God, it was, oh my God, there were so many layers to
huh.
this thing. Like
Oh yeah.
just to get in the house, I believe like you had to fire an arrow into some random button somewhere and then get like a combination thing right. And then you had to go through like a whole giant room and there was only one painting. It
Oh
was
yeah.
like a room full of paintings and there was only one that would lead you to the right spot. And then you had to play
Of
like the correct
course.
record thing. There was a whole lot.
Oh my god.
Parkour. It was so convoluted. It was so
It's
fun
so
though.
con.
For no
That's
reason. For
hilarious.
no reason. It's just the
Yeah,
absolute
of
like
course.
no one else is gonna get in this world because it's a single player world. Like it's just me. But
Yep.
yeah, it was fun. You know how it is.
Oh yeah. I was about to
Um,
say I remember that the Switch that I had. I went
mhm.
once I was building this world called the city, right? I
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
started with building a giant road and just told my
Mhm.
friends, "Hey, just come build something. I don't care. Just build
That's
whatever. I don't
awesome.
care."
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So I would have like 6 friends in rotation coming in and out
Yeah. Right.
with me in between there, right? Um,
Yeah.
this was on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, by the way.
Right. Right.
So, I have a question for you though. Something that just came
Yes.
into mind about Minecraft. Do you remember the
Mhm.
duplication glitch on console? Do you remember how to do it? I just
No, I
popped in
don't.
my head.
I don't remember how to do it
But do
because
you did you do it back in the day?
I didn't. See, I didn't.
You
I played
didn't.
on 360. No, so when I played
Oh, it was on.
Minecraft on
It
the,
was on. That's the
it was
thing
on
though.
the
It was
360.
only on console.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
it was only on console. Yeah.
I've never heard
So
of
essen
this.
so essentially what you did, right,
Uh
is
huh.
you'd have like a block, right? So you have a block of diamond, right? You'd place it
Yeah.
on the ground, right? Um, and as soon as you place it on the ground, you're gonna break it with a pickaxe, right?
Hmm.
And as soon as it breaks, go to the slot that the block goes to, and immediately place the block down. And you'll still have a
What?
block in your hand.
Oh, that's
The block will
crazy.
stay in your hand, and the block will be on the ground. Then you mine that one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you could just duplicate it 9 at a time. Yeah. So
Okay.
when essentially
Wow.
back in the day for me, oh shit. Essentially back. Oh god, that's not centered.
You're good.
Back in the day for me,
Hmm.
once we got 9 diamonds, we were set. We were set for
Right.
life because we could
That's
just
so funny
duplicate them.
because you can just duplicate the block. Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
I
not like
don't.
an exponential duplication where it's like, oh, 1 to 2 to 4 to 8.
Yeah, exactly. But
You just
I
double it
mean, it
every
gets the.
time. But
Hey, listen, it gets the job done,
true, true. That's so
and it's
funny.
still
I
infinite diamonds.
right.
Infinite
Uh,
resources.
there was something similar to that in Terraria that my brother showed me. Um,
What? Really?
where
Was it on
yeah, on
console?
console. It was on console.
Okay.
Um, where
That's
if you
probably
were
why I
on
don't
like
remember.
a multiplayer server,
Right.
you could place something in a chest, but also like there's something to do with like dying, right? So you would die,
Right.
but your stuff would be in a chest, and you would like relog or like leave and come back, and then
Mhm.
you would have the stuff in your inventory, but also in the chest.
Oh.
So you could, yeah, you could
Oh, so you could
duplicate,
just duplicate it. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So literally
Oh,
anything,
yeah.
everything you could duplicate.
I was
I
about to
don't remember
say.
exactly how it worked, but I
I
know
don't
I
know
had to do
even
with
know
like chest.
I don't even know remember how, but
Hmm.
you remember the Red Wings, right? The
Yeah.
developer rings, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, my friend back in the day, I don't know how he managed to do this, but he managed to get them on console.
I had
Like
a
he
friend
had them.
who got one.
He
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
gave
yeah.
me some. That was
Oh, really?
how I got them the first time.
Oh, okay,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
even know. To this day, still have no idea how I got them.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot about those things. Yeah. But yeah, so that was
Um,
like the Minecraft console days,
oh
Terraria,
yeah.
a bit of that.
Oh yeah.
Then
I was
high
about to
school.
say I played Terraria as well on console for
Yeah.
just a tiny bit.
Yeah,
And
same here.
then I actually went back to Minecraft after that. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Uh, but you want to talk about the elephant in the room here?
What? Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, yeah. So, go ahead.
Yep.
And we got
All
to high
right.
school, all right?
And then we got to high school. So my freshman year of high school was 2017, right? And if you're old, yeah, yeah, or
Yeah.
young, 2017 was, oh, that was how long ago? 5 years ago.
I know.
Almost six now. Getting into 2023. But 2017 rolls around. I'm watching some YouTube, right? Used to watch
Yeah,
iBallistic
yeah.
Squid, with his like Minecraft videos and things.
Of
Um,
course.
but he posted a video about a game called Rocket League. So the game had already been out for like 2 years. But this was the first time I had really seen anything about it. Because it's a sports
Uh,
game. I've really never been a person to care for sports. So I was like, I don't really care. But
right.
I decided to watch the video anyway, because I thought it'd be interesting to see. And oh my god, it looked so fun, right?
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah,
was
exactly.
hella late to the hype to this, right? Because it blew up. It was
Of course.
2015. Was it Game of the Year in 2015 or just like a sports game of the year or something?
I
I don't
think
remember.
I don't know. Actually, I think it was just nominated for sports
Maybe it was
something of the
nominated
year.
for something. Yeah. But I didn't I had never really looked into it, right?
Yeah.
Um so in like October of 2017, I decided to, or more of, I asked my dad to buy to buy Rocket League on the
Yep, of
PS4,
course.
right? And let me tell you, that was some of the most fun I have ever had. Just being terrible and just driving towards a ball and missing all the time. It's just bliss, right?
Now, I
Uh,
was about to say, I also at this time, ironically, started playing Rocket League. I started playing, however, a year earlier than him.
yeah.
Um, I don't I
Remember why you
don't
got it?
exactly remember how I kind of got into Rocket League. I
Yeah.
don't remember how I bought it,
Right.
but I had it. I bought it
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
I bought it on PS4 first, obviously, right? 'Cause I didn't
Mhm.
have PC. But then once I got the PC, I only paid PS4 for like I think I have less than 30 games, 20 games. Like I
Right.
played very few games.
Right. That
But
was one of them.
then I got to PC. And I
Mm.
got to PC.
Yep.
Um, and
You've
then
never
I
seen this in the
played
Steam
for
library.
like
Oh my god.
no, no. See, my Steam library isn't that bad. Okay. See, he says
It's
my
pretty
Steam
bad.
library. I only
It's pretty
have
bad.
like here. I can tell you right now. Hang on.
It's pretty bad. I've seen it with my own eyes.
It doesn't tell you anymore. Oh yeah, it does. I've 267 games. Okay. Now hang on. That may seem like a lot, right?
It is.
I have
Yeah.
seen a lot. I've seen a lot more. Way more.
Sure.
I have seen way more.
Uh-huh.
I've seen a library with over 1,200 games in
Huh?
it, and they're
Okay.
just they're not softwares. No, those are games.
There's
Games you
games?
bought in
Okay.
games. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Never mind then.
Because to be
Uh,
fair, Steam has been going on for a very long time.
True. That's true.
I feel like
Can't even imagine
I
having
don't
1,200
remember when
games.
they first. I don't remember when Steam first got started. What
Yeah.
year was that? Alexa, when was Steam launched?
Oh! 2003 is what I got.
Yeah, 2003.
That's
Yeah, it's been a
crazy.
while. It's been on
That's
for a
crazy.
long while. Yeah.
As long as I've been alive, that's kind of wild.
Yep. Literally. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah.
Funny. But yeah,
Um.
so 1,200, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you
But
got the
anyways,
game
continue.
sometime.
Oh yeah, I
Mm.
got the game. I got on PC. I got it on PC. I played until I hit like gold, and then I stopped.
Mhm.
I just stopped
Yeah.
getting interested in the game. I started playing other stuff. You know.
Yeah. I like
So,
Siege and Subnautica and stuff like that.
yeah, but his story is much more interesting. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you say that. It's kind of sad. I don't know if it's interesting. I would
Not
call
really
it more
sad.
sad.
Listen.
Oh, it kind of. Listen, there was a point in
Go.
time. There was a point in time where this was the only game I played.
Right.
The only game I played.
Yep.
Like nothing
Yep.
else. No Wii. Like nothing. No more Minecraft. Minecraft was gone. Just Rocket League. So
I
I
think
have been
that's a
playing that
sad
game
existence.
for.
No, I'm kidding.
No, no, I mean I would agree with you. No, I would agree.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
when people ask you, or it's like, hey, what kind of games you play? You play COD? No. You play like Overwatch or anything? No.
No.
You see if they? No. No. Rocket League. Yeah, the game
Rocket
that came
League.
out in 2015, car soccer. Yeah, that one. Been playing
Yep.
that. People say I have poor taste. I wouldn't disagree.
Listen, man. Hey, listen. I will say, mm, mm, uh, and it hurt me to hear, but Markiplier does not like Rocket League.
No, really?
He
That is
says he
surprising.
thinks it's the stupidest game he's ever seen. I'm like, oh,
Ow!
ouch.
Ow!
I
Ow!
I
That kind of
I
hurts.
don't. The thing is though, I don't understand. Like he's like I don't. It's just because I've never seen anything on it. I don't understand it. I'm not gonna look at anything else. That's the thing. He
Wow.
hasn't seen anything. He's seen like
Yeah.
the first basis on it and like moved on.
Okay.
Whatever, right? Like whatever, right?
Is it what? Is it like the
However,
simplicity behind it? Like crazy.
I don't know. I feel like Rocket League is just fairly simple. Like it looks overcomplicated, right? Like the
Well, I
moves and
wouldn't say
stuff.
that.
Yes.
Well,
I
okay,
like I
yes.
said the movements mechanics and everything of the game seem overcomplicated.
When you dive into
However,
it, yes.
if you just look at the surface of a game, a car hit ball and go into net.
Yep.
People score point.
Yep. As term, like in
That's
terms
it.
of yes, exactly. So in terms of like games that are easy to understand and hard to master, I think that is the epitome of that.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
It's like you can compare it to just soccer in real life. Like in theory, it's just like you kick the ball into the
Run
goal.
run
You run
downfield,
the
kick the ball.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But
The
it's
same premise,
obviously much more than that.
but there's so much more to it,
Oh,
right?
yep.
Man keeps leaving his seat.
Listen,
Anyway.
man, I don't want to hear it from you. All right.
Listen here, buddy. No.
You listen here, pal.
But yeah, anyway, I have been playing that game since 2017, basically without stop. There have been times when I take like a month break, I think is the longest I've ever taken.
Right.
But I have been playing it pretty consistently since I first got it in October of 2017. So it's been 5 years since I've been playing this game like nonstop. So with that, the highest I've ever been is top 100 in Rumble.
Well, I'm sorry. What was that, sir? Sorry. One more
What's
time.
up?
One more
I've been
time.
top 100. I hit top 100
In
in Rumble. Sorry, there's something in my
for
throat.
context, for context, he got top 100 in Rumble, which is an extra game mode in the game. Now you may think, oh, that means he just wins the game based on luck. Listen,
Yeah,
man. All right, I thought the same. Okay, listen, I'm gonna lie to you.
let me give some context.
For the first,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Rumble,
thought the
without
same thing.
if you don't know, Rumble is basically normal Rocket League, but with some power-ups, right? So
Correct.
there's like a plunger thing. You have like a magnet, which just brings the car or the ball closer to your car. There's a tornado. There's a bunch of things. There's like a teleport. It's all seemingly random things, right? But continue.
Now you may think all of this is up to random chance, right? And nothing can be deterministic about this random game mode.
Mm-hmm.
However, you're completely wrong. You're unfortunately, you're completely wrong. And I was too. Until I watched this video and someone explained to me that there is a 52-page document on all of the RNG of this game and how it actually works.
Yep.
So yes, there's an
yes.
actual system to it. It is just very complicated.
It is. It is
And this
very much
guy
so.
managed to be like the top 100 of those people who figured it out.
Yeah. So that was fun. So I started playing Rumble just for fun. It was one of the first game modes I played when I had it on PlayStation.
Right.
It was just I loved the normal just 2v2, 3v3 rocket like just regular modes, right? But there was just something special about the Rumble for me. It was just more fun because there was a lot more to it. Because there's not just the positioning, boost management, stuff like that, shooting that you have to worry about. You have to worry about other people's positioning more so than you normally would. Because it's almost like a detective game where there's like tells, right? Where the way someone is moving and where they're at in the field can tell you maybe what power up they have, right? So, if, for example, if an opponent is in your net kind of just sitting there, you can kind of assume that they may have a plunger, right? Which kind of just brings the ball to them when they get close enough, and then they just score, right? So there's like counterplay to that. Like maybe you go and demo them, or maybe you just keep the ball in the other half of the field, so they can't really do anything with it.
Right, you just clear the ball out of the way, right?
Yeah, correct. So it's just a beautiful game of detective work and counterplay, and you can just be really, really creative with how you score goals sometimes. It's really cool.
I was about to say, because of the way the power-ups are and how you can use them, and especially in like passing plays and stuff like that, it can just be
Oh my God.
absolutely gross.
Yeah, for sure. With correct comms, I think you can get some like disgusting plays off.
Correct.
I think that there should be some Rumble tournaments. Personally, there's none at the moment, like at all.
I will say though, the problem with that is, and the game mode did grow a little bit after Sunless made a video of it, but I'm pretty sure it just kind of went,
went back down. Yep.
Yeah. But the only problem is there has been the same 1-2 combo at the top for how long now? How long have they been up there now?
Years. They have been up there for
like
years.
actually, like literally, there's two teammates. Yes, the top two guys in the world in Rumble are just the best players in Rumble, and it is unarguable.
Yeah, I mean,
they have been the top of Rumble forever.
Yeah, years. Now I think since I last checked the leaderboard, they dropped a bit, maybe like 4 or 5. There's a couple other people
Oh,
who are now
did
up
they?
there. They did.
Interesting.
Um, but that might have been just because it was the beginning of the season. But on
Right.
average, yes, they are like the best. Now, here's something fun. I got to play against them.
Oh
That was fun.
God.
Yeah. Did you
Oh
know that?
God.
I
No, I
played
did
against those
not.
guys. Oh,
Yeah,
they're
so how
fun.
how was that?
So it was like I was playing with another dude who's like a moderator for Lethamir. We were just playing together. Um, and so we were just queuing Rumble. And he was like, "Oh, these guys are streaming right now." And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. Oh, they queued a game right when we queued. We might be playing against them. Oh my, right? Because we're about like I'm like 100
The
points
same
below in
MMR.
MMR. Yeah, it's
Right.
close. But when you're that high, like 100 MMR, you're
It
gonna
that
get in the same game, right?
yeah.
When it's that high. So I see these two guys. I know them very like I've
Sure.
seen their stuff, know them, know
Oh
of
yeah, of
them.
course.
Um, the game begins, right? Just to, I was nervous, right? But I
Mhm.
scored some goals. They scored some goals on us. Now I will say that it was manageable, right? It's not like they're like a complete tier out of everyone else or like above everyone
Right.
else. Like they're still just like they're playing the same game. Like they using their controllers, like using the same
Right.
power ups we are, right? So we actually went into overtime that game.
Oh,
Um,
wow, okay.
yeah, so I was able to take them to overtime. Uh, Eventually, after like 2-3 minutes, they did end up winning.
They
But I
just
can say that
exhausted. Yeah.
yes, I
And
can
there you
say
go.
that I forced overtime against the best Rumble players in the world.
Well,
So
there you go.
did I beat them? No, but that's not important.
It's not important.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I was able to
mean,
hold my own.
essentially that's kinda up to here, and then essentially when I started we didn't really talk outside of school. We would for context, by the way, we went to
Oh,
high school together, so
oh yeah, we didn't even
we've
say
known
that.
each other for like 4 years. I kind of got to rush through this because we I kind of took way too much time because we still got to get to the thing at the end. I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm terrible at organizing things. However, um, uh, we didn't really talk outside of high school and in the marching band that we were both in until
yeah, yeah,
until after high
yeah.
school, essentially.
Yes.
And then once then we started playing Rocket League together. It's a big MMR difference though, however. So, well, I mean, not anymore. It's not
He's
as
caught up.
wide as
Yeah.
it was, but
True.
like,
True.
whew, man. If you scroll far enough in my metal clips, oh man,
Yeah.
wow,
Listen,
wow.
man, they're clips for like gold, you know? It's like for a gold player, like those are good, right? Wow, I flew in the air and hit the ball. Wow. Which is just like second nature now, you know? Um
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's just it is what it is.
Yeah.
By the way,
So,
I'm champ one now.
yeah.
Uh, you don't know the pain I've gone through. You don't know how long I've been in Diamond. Diamond was
Yeah.
horrid.
Yeah,
Diamond was
it's bad.
so painful.
It's bad.
Diamond is, by
Um,
the way, for context, probably like one of its most saturated and probably the worst
Awesome.
rank, and I could say in
Yeah,
Rocket League. It's
yeah,
pretty horrid to get through.
yeah. It's MMR hell for sure. Definitely.
For sure.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So
But anyways, after we started talking more, I kind of introduced you into like more
actual other
FPSs, right?
games. Yes, correct.
I know, it's crazy. I introduced him to Siege. We played that for a little bit.
Yep, that was fun.
I won't lie to you. I installed this may sound very strange to most, but I installed Battlefield 2042 because it was free on the Game Pass. And I have
Yeah.
zero urge to play Rainbow Six Siege ever. Like right now, I have no urge to play it. I
Yep,
could
yep,
uninstall it and not care.
yep.
Um, It's not that game. I don't like playing that game anymore. I don't like joining every single lobby and getting head tapped because there's a
That's
cheater in every single lobby. And if there
yeah.
isn't a cheater, my teammate's shooting me in the head or is an actual robot.
Yeah,
So
true.
it's really hard to
True.
play that game.
Yeah, true.
um, Especially in a small group.
Yes.
So, Battlefield 2042. Hey, listen, you enjoy what your experience is in that game. That win is not really up to you, your
Yeah,
squad.
exactly.
It
Yep.
can be, sure. Can you drop a 60, 70 bomb and carry? You can be, sure, but like
Everyone in your
most of the
team
time,
does that, like,
exactly,
and then yeah, you would
exactly.
probably win. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no. So you got me into Siege. We had a Sea of Thieves bit. What else?
Overwatch,
Overwatch,
Apex.
yes. Oh, I
Apex. How?
forgot about
Hello,
Apex. Oh my
Apex.
gosh, yeah. There's Apex. Um,
I have no urge to play that
there's
game anymore.
other
I used to
other
love that
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
I used to love that game. I played it when it first came out. I played like a
I
shit ton
I
of it.
didn't.
Matter of fact,
Yeah, in
it's my
2019, right?
first YouTube. It's my first edited YouTube video ever. Is an
Really?
Apex video. Yeah,
Interesting. I
yeah,
thought it
true
was that
story.
like spoof of like shit,
Well,
why am I
okay,
forgetting the video name?
but like for my actual YouTube, like
Oh,
like for
okay,
my
sure.
gaming side of YouTube, right? It was my first
Yeah,
edited
yeah, yeah.
gaming video. I'll say that.
Right, right. Not like the history of the world, I guess,
Um,
kind of thing that you did.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but because this is a very weird transition, but because it's the end of the year, all right, we got to talk about New Year's, all right?
Yeah, true.
Because this has been one hell of a year. I won't lie. For the podcast itself, I won't lie to you. This has been, well, the only year the podcast has actually fucking predominantly existed. But
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year has been very good for me and Lucy.
yeah.
Um, we have actually been able to do. It's been rough. It's been roughly all over the place scheduling. But guess what? The videos and audios all eventually get out. We all have been
True.
consistently getting all of our stuff out this year, and
Even
that
if it takes 7
that I am
hours.
proud of. Like God, you have no idea some of this. Oh man. Like, and the thing is
Yeah.
me and Lucy are very susceptible to motion sickness. So
Yep.
this whole time, like now I'm fine. Now I've been playing VR more, so I don't get headaches anymore. But
Mhm.
when I haven't been, and then there's times I haven't been playing VR and downtimes,
Yeah.
me and him would just be miserable in there for
Yep.
3.5 to 4 hours
Oh, that's
of
awful.
just
Yeah.
pain and strain on the eyes. It was
Yeah.
wonderful. And you know
Yeah,
what?
that's not
Those
fun.
were some of those episodes were really good. I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah.
Um. Uh. Now, what would you say? You can't really answer the question that I have for the podcast, but I can ask you this question: what was your favorite moment you think of the year? Or you could say like gaming
Yeah.
wise, or just like life wise. It doesn't really matter.
Well, gaming wise, I think this like and maybe it was in January. It could have been like December or November of 2021. But
Right.
that is like we'll say January. That's when I hit top 100 in Rumble, like officially.
Oh,
Um
okay.
yeah, that was earlier this year. Um and then I dropped off in skill completely. But
That's well. Listen, a lot of stuff. Listen, he's not telling the whole story because there's a lot of personal stuff that went on in
oh
between
yeah.
there. But
Oh yeah,
he
not a
essentially
fun
took a break of the game. Oh no, and oh he lost, and oh
bad
no, I'm sorry.
controller, like, yeah, no,
It was a, it
remember
was
that? Keyboard and
we.
mouse? Yeah, it was weird.
This guy had to relearn his entire. He didn't have a good controller, so he had to play keyboard and mouse for a while. And
Nah,
then
I played it for, like, a month,
he
month and a
used a
half.
terrible my scuffed PlayStation 4 controller for a bit.
I forgot about
Uh,
that.
and then the
Yeah.
Stadia controller. That's what
Oh my
really got
god,
me.
yes!
The Stadia controller. And you know what's crazy about it is the Stadia controller was the one he was best with. I
Yeah.
don't understand it.
Yeah. Well, because it's better. Like, okay, I didn't have to worry about the stupid micro USB, bro. It was that. It was terrible. It was just keep disconnecting all the time,
Uh,
every like few
it's
seconds. It
just
was so
because
bad.
the cord is just the cords are terrible.
Micro
You just
USBs are
have to
just bad,
buy a
man.
new cord every yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Micro
Anyway,
USBs was
yeah,
such a flawed design, you know.
yeah, correct.
Anyways,
Anyway,
um,
if I were to make a top moment just in life in general, I got to play in a John Williams concert. I'm a French horn player, musician by trade.
oh yeah, that's
Um,
right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So if you don't know, John Williams is the composer of many famous films, like I don't know, Star Wars, Jurassic
Star
Park,
Wars, you know.
E.T., like Indiana Jones, a lot of real big ones.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
him. And in his work, he has a lot of great like horn moments, right? So I was very fortunate to get to play that. That was back in February. That was the
Right.
greatest thing I think I've ever been a part of. Was my college orchestra. So much fun.
Mhm.
That was definitely a highlight for me. Just like my dad coming,
Oh yeah.
I had like a little solo thing he got to hear. It was cool. It was
Nice.
really cool. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that was
Oh
definitely the
yeah.
top thing for me.
Yeah.
Getting to play that.
That's sick, man. And I think the top thing for me this year, let's say gaming wise.
Hmm.
Gaming wise, you know what's funny? You know what's
What?
funny? It's that tournament. Okay,
Oh,
for context,
yeah,
I tournaments have been in the game for so long, so long.
for
I
Rocket
have
League. For Rocket League.
never run a ref. Sorry for Rocket League. There are these tournaments that you can join, and they're
Hmm.
just literally public tournaments. They take 64 players, right, and bring them down,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And I've never won one ever in my entire time of playing. Randomly, one night we joined the 12 a.m. Tourney. It was a 2v2 tourney, right?
Yeah.
We knew going into this, it was a champ tourney. At the time, I was diamond, right?
Yeah.
So already knew going into this, we're probably fucked.
Yeah.
Is what we thought was going to happen. We
Yeah.
proceeded to not only win the tournament, but we placed 1-2 in goals. I
Yep.
had the most. He had the most
Ass-
goals. I had the
Yep.
most saves,
Yep.
and assists.
Assists. Yep.
Um, and we didn't lose a single game,
No, not a single one.
like a single one. Matter of fact, through the first, I think 4 games, we didn't let them score over a single point.
Yeah. Correct.
So yeah, that kind of happened,
Yeah, we went actually
and
nuts.
it was actually nuts. I have
Yeah.
never. I think that is not the most. That is like one of the best times I've ever played in Rocket League. Now,
Mhm.
more recently, I've been actually practicing more, and
Yes.
I
You've been playing
peaked the
very
other
well.
day. Yeah, I peaked
Oh, with Car.
the dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the car with Carter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with Carter.
I
Yeah, yeah,
won
yeah.
like for context, I've always been kind of stuck at like the bottom of champ. I won 7 straight games with
Yeah.
another buddy of mine.
Yeah.
Um, and now I'm in like solid champ one. Now I'm
Yep.
in division 2. Essentially, there's 4 different divisions in each rank essentially to get
Mhm.
through.
Yep.
Um, but yeah,
You
essentially,
solid
but
right
yeah,
now.
that was about it.
Yep. That was fun. That tournament was fun.
Now for the podcast, me personally, um, and the unfortunate part is, this one of this episodes, one of these moments, we won't. You guys actually won't be able to get to see. Unfortunately, we had some problems with the audio with the previous recording, but there
Mhm.
was a recording that we had just now, just about it was 2 weeks ago, and it was one of my favorite recordings ever. The conversations that we had throughout it, I can't spoil it yet. I can't tell you what it is yet
Yeah, I
because
know what you're talking about.
we did reschedule it. Yeah, he knows. He
Mhm,
was in the
mhm.
room while recording
I
it,
was
but
literally there.
I
Yeah, I was there.
yeah. But we had some really good. I had really good conversations with the new guests that that we had. I'd never even knew the guy.
Yeah.
I met him as we were walking into the recording. Obviously, I'd talked to him on Discord to get the scheduling right and stuff like that. But
Mhm,
like, I ain't even met the guests yet, and the good interaction we had, and we'll have the next episode will probably be with him,
mhm.
and but yeah, that was one of my favorite moments.
Yep.
Um, even the I was about to say even just the rebirth of the Halloween episode.
Oh,
The
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Halloween episode was so good. I won't even lie to you. That was probably one of the episodes I've had the most fun doing.
Right, right, right.
Um, because we were talking about the some of the paranormal experiences me and
Yep,
Lucy have had and stuff
yeah.
like that.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, it was just such a smooth episode. It's so easy to record.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because it's not like I'm not saying like these episodes are hard to record, but it takes a
Mhm,
lot of energy out of both of us, both me and him, and including the
mhm,
guests being here, because taking up their time in the
mhm.
day, right? But um, Lucy has been the real workhorse, I will say. Actual props to him. I won't lie to you, I've had to take a mental health break away from being able to uh, e- edit stuff and upload it up to Spotify and stuff like that. So he has had to take
Mhm,
care of that for the last, I think, month and a half or something like that.
mhm.
So honestly, Lucy has been the goat. So
MVP.
props.
Yeah.
You'll be editing this later, so I know you'll see this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
either that or
Listen
I
to the
will
whole
be
thing.
editing this later and be laughing at myself.
That would
So
be fun. Yeah, that would be really funny.
you know.
Yep, yeah, yep.
So, but yeah, let me make sure I didn't have any. Hello, can I sit back down?
No, you're not allowed, bro.
No, apparently. Let me make sure there wasn't anything else that I wanted to get through.
Mhm.
That's right. I actually have notes. It's not really notes. I'm just looking through a DM, but you know. Um.
Oh.
Oh, goals. What we want to do next year. Right. Goals. Right. Goals for next year. Continue moving. Continue moving as we are right now. Just keep the consistency up, right?
Mhm.
Me personally, I want to get better at getting the audios up because the audios, however, all the audios are up. They've been inconsistent in upload schedule. Because
Mm.
I've had various issues this year. My PC is a nightmare. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. He knows. He knows.
Yeah.
Every time
Yeah.
my PC has had this crashing issue for the last 5 years.
Oh.
Um, and here's the issue: I've replaced every single part I've had in it, and it's still
Yeah.
crashing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the issue. I
Yeah.
don't know what's happened.
Maybe it's those
I think
200
my
Steam
house is
games.
cursed. Yeah, I think my house is cursed.
Yeah, also that. That's a possibility.
But goals for next year, I really want to, like I said, be more, make sure all the uploads get done on time. I want to be more organized with scheduling and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Because we were, frankly, me and him were all over the place, and frankly, it was just because we had a lot to do this year, right?
Yeah.
Me and Lucy, me and him did a lot this year, both individually. He with him and his streaming and his
Mhm.
schooling. He went to TwitchCon, went to Thirst
Yep.
Project galas. He's been on vacations. I've
Yeah.
had to do. I've also had to do school. I work full time.
Yep.
Like, we all got busy. We both have very busy lives, but we
Mhm.
do very much enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
And we really hope to grow this next year. We want to get
Yeah.
the Discord server up and running, which by the way we're
Ooh.
in right now. It does
Yeah,
exist.
yeah.
I will say
Yes.
it does
Yeah.
exist.
I can attest to
It's
this,
just
yes.
We're
It's
working on
real,
it. All
guys.
right.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah, it's
gotta,
real.
we gotta, yeah, it's real.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah. Maybe get some sponsorships. Maybe next year.
Mhm.
That'd be nice. That'd be kind of
That
cool.
would be cool. That would be cool.
Um, reach out to more people.
Yep.
You know, what? Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not looking at you like,
What
"No,
do you mean?
nothing.
Oh,
No reason."
okay. But yeah, I forgot. I was saying I just lost my train of thought. Hello?
Goals, and the Discord server.
Goals. Yeah, in the Discord server, we want to get. Um, I want to start. Here's a goal of mine. So one of my goals of this year, is I want to stream. I can't promise this, right? I can't promise this, but I want to stream once a week. All right. I
Ooh,
can't. I want to stream a lot more. I have not been
yeah.
able to stream. I've just not had the mental energy to be able to stream for like the last year. I've been very inconsistent with it, but I actually
Mhm.
want to get back into it. And I've said this 1,000 times at this point, but I listen. I got Adobe Premiere drafts. All right, I'm trying. All right, he knows. He had to teach me how
Yeah,
to use Adobe
yeah,
Premiere. So listen, I'm
yeah.
trying. We are also working. We're working on other stuff. Like we'll say we're working on music stuff. I won't
Yes,
say what stuff.
yes.
But me and him have been working. Well, delaying
We're
and
gonna start
procrastinating
soon.
it for me,
Yes.
mostly me. But
Mhm, mhm.
we've been working on it. All right, we're trying.
Hey, 2023 is our
Uh,
year, bro.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what? I'm calling it the year of the balls. All right,
I'm down. That's
it's
yeah.
the
Is that our group
year of
name?
the balls.
Are we the balls?
No,
We're
we're
the
the
balls, guys.
bozos. Remember?
I like the balls though, because there's two of
No,
us. Like,
see, but the thing is, though, but like it's the League of Bozos. You can't never abandon the League of Bozos.
yeah,
The League of Bozos
okay.
is my personal clan, by the way, in any game.
Mhm, mhm.
Forever live on. Um,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Yada yada.
I
But
like balls
yeah,
though, bro. I'm not gay,
what are
but
your goals? What are your goals? Some of your goals of the year.
So yeah, as you said with like music stuff, I'm a musician. That's kind of what I want to do for like a job. So music producing, playing my horn more, just trying to line up something like I'm trying to sort out a way to get into like some military bands, to maybe have some sort of like
Oh,
sustainable
okay.
income. Yeah, so I
Okay.
will be looking into that more this next year. We'll see how that
There you go.
goes. Um, but yeah, so I just would like to play my horn more and just make more music, and get better at Rocket League because I'm still bad.
Oh,
But
I'm
yeah,
still bad. Top 1%, top 3% of players, still
actually, it's
bad. Oh
top
no.
0.1%. Okay, if you're gonna say it,
Oh
say it right.
no. Oh no. Oh dear God.
Listen, man,
Whatever shall he do?
if I can hit top
Like
100, that'd be hype. Like
the thing
actually
is, you
hype.
can, but we just don't have the time. We got
Yeah,
life to do.
true,
You know,
true. That's true.
it is
Yeah,
what it is.
it is. It is what it is.
But we could still get better. It doesn't matter.
Always. That's just the beautiful thing about the game is that you can always get better. You can also get a
Exactly.
lot worse, but you can always get you can always
Ah,
get better.
oh God. Sometimes,
Listen,
sometimes
you
that
just
game is
have
the
those
end of
days.
me.
Yep, yep, yep.
But
Sure, listen.
anyways, that'll be it for my portion of our portion of the podcast. I hope you've
Mhm.
enjoyed
Oh,
here me
absolutely.
and Lucas here. I
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed your time here
I
as
have.
well.
Thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Um, I will. Yeah, you were supposed to. I won't lie to you. You're supposed to be on. I was supposed to bring you on next year. I won't lie to you. I was
Oops.
going to bring you on for this January episode, but it's whatever.
Ah, okay.
It's what it is.
All good.
It is what it is.
That'll be a
And
different episode. I
I was about to say, I think it turned. I think it turned out very. I think this turned out very well.
think
I
so.
did.
I would like to say that.
And now we will go to Lucy's portion of the podcast, where he will talk about his goals and what he has gone through throughout the year in the podcast and his perspective of it, essentially. So there you go.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Lucy here. I just want to say I do apologize for missing the original recording of the episode. I was out of town, actually on a ski trip the last couple days, and you'll notice that my right arm here actually is going to be stuck to my body the majority of the thing. Reason being is because I got injured on my ski trip. I got into an accident on the slope, and my arm is pretty much fucked at the moment. Borderline unusable. So that's been my last few days. It is currently 10 p.m. on the 31st. This podcast has gone up in a couple hours. And I just want to say, first of all, Happy New Year's, and thank you all so much for supporting our podcast in the first year of our official launch, I should say. Hell's newsletter started originally in 2020. Sorry, ow. Hell's newsletter started in 2020 originally. And at first, it was just really kind of the ambitions of two people who wanted to create content together and just have fun with it. And I mean, ever since episode 0, the origins with Maz, it has just grown and grown, and it's become something that Oof and I look forward to every month, something that he and I truly love doing. And for that, I don't think we could ever thank you guys enough. So yeah, I just wanted to proceed it with that. So Happy New Year's, and thank you guys for an amazing first year. And there will be many more to come. Secondly, I do wanna say something. I know that Oof and I promised that we would be uploading twice a month for the entire year this year, and we almost had it. We almost did. But I do want to admit that there was a fatal screw up on my part. In one of the episodes we recorded, our fast food tier list, which notably went out on December 15th. That was originally supposed to be November 30th episode. But December 15th episode actually had missing audio, and we didn't have the time to re-record it beforehand. So that audio was completely lost. So we got 23 out of 24 episodes this year. Some were late, most were on time, and I want to say that I think that's still a pretty damn good job done by us. But as always, I will strive to do better next year when recording these. And yeah, honestly, this was amazing. I don't know. It's insane to think that just 2 years ago, in like the very beginning of the pandemic, Oof and I just kind of looked at each other and we were like, you know what we want to do? We want to start a podcast. And I remember we debated for months, not for months, but for at least a month about the name. And Oof eventually settled on the name Hell's Newsletter. And honestly, it's a vibe. I love it. It's a great time. We've had so many good memories here. A lot coming from this year from our episode with Nim, who was a VTuber. She was back in June, I want to say, around our midway episodes. From our first episode this year with Anna, my one of my first internet friends. That was our January 15th episode. It has just been such a wild ride, and it's insane to think that this year alone has been one of the worst and best years of my entire life. Now, I say that because it's always interesting when it comes to it. Because I've said that about a lot of years, but every year proves, like, I've said that a lot about the last 2 years, of them being the best and worst year of my life. And every year, the next year tends to prove me wrong, and it knocks me down even lower. And I always get back even taller. And it's crazy to me. Like, I'll admit, 2020 I thought was one of the worst years of my life. I dropped out of college. I was failing. I didn't know what to do. I was lost. And I'll be honest, I'm still lost. It's always something. 2021 was the same. You know, I tried college again. I flunked out. I could not handle it. I just could not focus. I couldn't do anything. And my channel kept growing though. And then 2022, same thing. It was a great year, and it crashed down at me at the very end. Not 2022, sorry. 2021, like, you know, it was the same thing. Like, you know, it was a great year, and at like the very last few months of it, it crashed down on me, and everything kind of just like body slammed me at once. And that's kind of what contributed to this being part of the worst year of my life. As it went down to it, I won't go into everything in detail that happened in 2021 because I can't talk about a lot of it exactly without bringing other people into it. But to say the least, my dog passed away in September, which hurt a lot. And there was just various instances from September and onward, and that just kept beating me down and down and down. And 2021 went from being one of the best years of my life to one of the worst in just a matter of days. And it kept on. So that dragged on into the new year, and I spent maybe October to December of 2021 just miserable. I was a wreck, and the world kept kind of kicking me, and it kept on doing that into the new year. But a lot of that actually kind of changed earlier this year when, funny enough, when TwitchCon got announced. I had been cooped up inside for 2 years. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I live in San Francisco. Well, a lot of people know I live in San Francisco, but a lot of people don't know that I, in fact, hate the city. There's not a lot to do. There's never usually a lot to do. There's not a lot of people I know here, and there's not like a lot I ever really want to do in real life around here. It's not a place I ever really felt that I could thrive, if that makes sense. So, in a lot of ways, it's a place where I struggle. And being cooped up inside it for 2 years, unable to travel, was just insane. But in 2021 or in 2022, February of this year, TwitchCon was announced that it would be returning, and it kind of broke me out of my shell a little. I was kind of like, oh my God, it's happening. And I went to TwitchCon 2019, which was one of the best times of my life. I had an amazing time there. I loved it. And when I heard it was returning, it brought a lot of joy back, because it was like, again, I'd be able to leave the city. I could go to San Diego, which is by far my favorite city in California. It's beautiful, it's amazing, and I love it. And just everything about it is so fun. If you want to see some of my adventures there, you can go to my YouTube channel, which will be in the description, and check out my TwitchCon vlog that I posted recently. It was some of the most fun I've had in a while. But yeah, that was a really fun time I had, and it was amazing. Everything about it was so fun. And then in March, a month later, I got to go down to LA. It was my first ever really road trip, I guess I could say, like solo road trip, I should say. But yeah, no, I drove down to LA over the course of like 9 hours. Stayed with a family friend for a few days. And that was the time where I met up with one of my first internet friends, Anna, who was featured on this podcast. And her and I got to spend a few days together in LA, which was honestly an amazing time. She's really cool. I love her. She's a great person. And I had a great time in LA. It was some of the most fun I'd really had in like the last few, like in the first few months of the year and the last few months of 2021. Like those months were honestly probably some of the most grueling shit I've had to deal with. So that was kind of like a really kind of shell breaker for me. I was like, I don't know. It for the first time in a while, I really kind of felt like everything would be okay. And I moved but the year kept going, to be honest. So I drove home a few days after that, and it was just I came back home, kind of got stuck in a little bit of a rut again, and about a month later, on April 30th, actually exactly a month later, because I was there at the end of March, but exactly a month later, I landed a job where I'm currently working at a company called Sports Basement, which exists in the Bay Area, and actually, as of a month ago, now operates out of Orange County in LA, which is really fun. I love the job. They're a great company. They care a lot. They're very kind, and they're just an amazing group of people. And it's a job that I love doing. So yeah, that was definitely another highlight. And another few months went by. Stuff kept kind of going on and on. I did some streams here and there. I fell off the ball with schedules quite a bit and so forth. And I built a new one recently that I'm trying to stick to, but I'm having a bit of a hard time with. But yeah, that was a pretty fun side of it. And yeah, the year kind of kept going on. And then eventually the end of July hit. and I had heard about this thing called Legacy Summit that was going on, and it was hosted by Thirst Project's sister charity, Legacy Youth Leadership. They're a great group of people, both Thirst Project and Legacy Youth Leadership. If you don't know who they are, I strongly recommend you go check them out. They're such a lovely group. I love them so much. And I think that was really one of the first eye openers of the last like 3 years for me. Is because I was at this summit and I was there. They had like these inspirational meetings and everything, and there were different workshops, and I learned a lot. We did speed pitching, which actually helped me quite a bit on learning how to pitch for myself. I've actually been recently kind of working on more pitches for my streams and so forth, because I really want to open up more into like full content creation next year and actually try and turn it into like a full-time job. But yeah, we did speed pitching. I got to meet and talk with so many inspirational people. Clay Winbow is one of them. I definitely messed up that name. For the audio only listeners, it's Win Claybaugh. I just mixed up the first bits. Yeah. Okay. I'll put like his actual name here. That is my bad. I messed up his name. I'm pretty sure, but I can't remember it. I'm very tired right now. I've had like a grueling few days, as you can tell with the arm injury and everything. No, I'm pretty sure it is Clay Winbaugh, but yeah. He was a great person. I also got to listen to the makers of the Maze Runner. Well, not the makers, but I got to listen to one of the directors, I believe it was, and also the actor for Frypan. He was there. So they spoke, and it was just there was a lot of people who spoke there, and it was amazing. I had a great time. I got to meet with so many of the Thirst Project people that I've spoken to from behind a screen before, and it was just amazing to put a face to the name. And it was really funny, actually. I ended up running to one of the people who I've worked closely with, named Luke. I ran into him at our hotel while we were down there. I was in the lobby. I was trying to get an HDMI cord so I could plug my laptop into the TV. And funny enough, I was standing behind these three guys in line, and I'm just like, kind of sitting there not talking. And I noticed they have the Legacy Youth Leadership stuff on the back of their shirt. I was like, "Hey, you guys going to the summit?" And they turned around, I was like, yeah. I was like, "Oh, nice. You guys like just attending it, or do you work with them?" They're like, "Oh, yeah, we work with them." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what's your guys' names?" And one of the guys looks at me and he says, "I'm Luke. Nice to meet you." And I was like, "There's no fucking way." And I introduced myself. I was like, "I'm Graham. You might remember me. You remember me?" And he like to my surprise, to be honest, like I will admit, I it is always like such an insane thing. Like it's such an insane thing for me to realize that like the impact that I can have on people, and the fact that like even if I haven't like talked to someone directly in like a year or something, that they remember me. It was insane because Luke looks at me. He's like, "Yeah, you look a little familiar. You're LuciKOH, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like I full well didn't know if he would remember me or not. But it was so crazy to me that it was just like, oh my god. But yeah, no, like he and I got to talking a bit. It was really cool. And we've chatted a bunch more recently too, especially after the Thirst Gala. But yeah, it was so cool. That the summit was an amazing part of my year. And then of course a few months later I went to TwitchCon, and then a week after TwitchCon, I ended up in LA for the the annual Legacy Ball and Thirst Gala, which was basically this giant fundraiser and like auction event for the Thirst Project and Legacy Youth Leadership, which was amazing. I got to meet so many people there. I got to see someone from the Legacy Summit again, and I loved it. It was amazing. And I even got to hang out with the crew the day before, which was awesome. Their CEO Seth was lovely. Luke was lovely. I got to hang out with Haley. They're such an amazing group of people. And I don't know, like if you guys like don't know who they are, like I sincerely recommend you go check them out. They are amazing. But yeah, going a bit more into detail on the San Diego trip, it was actually a lot more in depth than what I was able to show in the vlog. I had driven up to get Whirly, took him down. I took him down to San Diego. We ended up getting in. We did it like we kind of rested the first few days because it was a long drive. We went to the convention, had a great time there. And on Monday after the convention, I'd met a new guy there named Nate. The third night on Twitch. He's a lovely person. I recommend you guys check him out. But yeah, I met him there, and he was really cool. And I ended up actually, I was like, hey, fuck it. I know we just met. Do you want to do an escape from me and my buddy tomorrow? And he was like, I don't know if I'll be able to make it, but if I can, fuck yes, I'm down. So I text him the next day, and he's like, I'm at the airport right now, dude. My flight doesn't leave for like 5 hours. So if we have one soon, I could possibly do it. And I was like, you got it. All right. I will come pick you up from the airport and we will go to this escape room. All right. Done deal. So I drove to San Diego. He already has bags checked and everything. We got him in the car, found a parking spot at the escape room, and we did this Wild West themed escape room, which was so cool. It was glorious. We ended up stuck in a jail cell for 30 minutes. Worley was on the other side, me and Nate are in one. It was great. But it was so cool. And I mean, I gotta say, next year I definitely want to like. I don't know how many people know who the channel Yes Theory is, but they're a channel about basically breaking the boundaries of your normal life and pushing your comfort zones and just kind of like kind of throw the norm to the wind. We're here, we have one life, do it. And I kind of want to take a page out of their book next year. I think I want to like go around the convention center, see if I can get like a group of strangers together and just be like, hey, let's do like a 6-person escape room together, all right? No one knows each other, and we all just kind of get to know each other over the hour while we're solving this escape room. And then, like we'll go out for lunch after or something like that. And I want to do something like that next year. I just want to like find random people at the convention center and be like, all right, yo, are you free like after this? Let's go. Because I mean, I think that would be so cool. But yeah, no, like it was an insane vacation. After the week we spent in San Diego going to the zoo and a bunch of other stuff, I was going to drive Worley to LA and stay in an Airbnb there for a few days till the gala. But I actually drove Worley all the way back to Vegas, and I got my first time in Vegas. So that was pretty fun. We got there. I got trailed by a cop for a few miles because, he was running my plates. I just entered the state. And then I got tailed by another one. They did not like me for some reason. But yeah, that happened. We went to a sushi bar, a revolving sushi bar, actually, which had conveyor belts and shit. Never seen one of those before. Delicious and really fucking cool, is all I gotta say. But yes. So yeah, I stayed the night at Worley's there, and then I drove back to LA the next day. And my car actually broke down on the way back to LA. It shut down for an hour in the middle of the desert. So I had that shit happen to me. Which sucked, but oh well, it happens. So yeah, I think that was a really fun time. But yeah, I had a great time. I went to LA, I did the whole Thirst Gala thing, and then I drove home, and that was the end of my vacation. And for the last 2 months, I have just been doing things consistently, like going to work and streaming. And I mean, it's been great. Like I'm having a New Year's stream in the next couple days. Whenever my arm heals up, I'm gonna be doing that. So, well, once I figure out what's wrong with it and get it healed up, I should say. But yeah, no, it's gonna be great. It's just this is gonna be a year where I finally like get everything together and I start pushing for it. Because also a few weeks ago I hit 900 on Twitch, so I'm pushing next year to strive to put out more content and better content than what I have in the past. And these, I don't know if I'll be able to get them out in like the beginning of the year or the late end of the year, but these are 2 projects that I really want to get started on. One is my first ever short film, which is going to definitely be late year. I have to figure out so many different things for it, including filming permits and legalities and so forth. So that'll be happening. And then I also want to start a secondary podcast. And it won't be a podcast like this. It'll be a podcast similar in the story sense to Magnus Archives. Not as in plotline, but as in the way, like, it's a story, but without visuals, essentially, if that makes sense. So I'll be doing it like that. So that'll be pretty fun. And I just want to ramp up content. I want to actually get this started, and I want to start making a career off of this, because that is what has been my dream. And I can't thank people enough for just how much they've supported me, my projects, and me and Oof with this podcast as well. But moving on from my personal things, I just wanted to again say thank you guys for supporting this podcast. It's insane to me that it's just that 2 people just started this one day and people actively enjoy it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because I don't know, I've had so many dreams about doing different things for content, and a podcast was always one of them because I don't know. It was always something that I thought was cool. So yeah, from here on out, for the podcast, I want it to grow next year. I want to do more, and I want to do more ambitious things. I want to go further out, and I want to just do so much more. I want to get like larger creators on this podcast. I want to just like interview people. I want to get to know. I want to bridge the gap between creator and community. Like I don't know exactly how to put it, I'd say. But like I've always felt that there's such a gap between creators and their community. Like I feel like there are so many creators that feel like they're above their community, and they're not is the thing. Like I know creators don't have the time to talk to everybody, and that is beyond understandable. People are busy. I get that. But the one thing that drives me insane is when creators act like they are bigger than what their community is. Because the only reason they're a creator is because they have a community. So it's I want this podcast to someday, like I want this podcast. I've always been about bridging the gap between that. I want to see a new generation of creators emerge. And I want to see that generation of creators just be much more interactive, much more like caring, and just so forth. I want the creator space to transform into something greater. It's not horrible as it is. There are problems, yes, but I want to see it become something greater because I think at the end of the day, you see thousands of stories, and I'm talking thousands all over the internet of creators changing someone's life. And I want to bridge that gap. I want people to understand and see all this. And I think it would be one of the best things ever. So, yeah. As always, I just want to say if you guys ever have suggestions for the podcast or anything, feel free to always comment them below and so forth. And if you want to see other creators and stuff, I work on the marketing side of this. I'm trying new ways to get our content out there. I'm trying to figure out who we can get on the podcast. If there are people you want to see, like tell them to check us out. Tell me about them, and I will reach out to them, and I will see like, hey, is there a day we do this? If it's a company, if it is a company, if it is creator, if it's something for creators, let me know, and I will see what I can do to make it work. Always. I can't promise anything, but I can damn well try my hardest, and that is what I'll do. But yeah, I want to end this off with a few more announcements, and then I will let you all go. Number one being the Hell's Newsletter Discord after months is finally finished. It has taken me a while because I keep getting distracted, but I got help from a friend. She was lovely. Helped me build it, and it is fully set and ready to go. And the invite link will be down in the description and also tweeted out on all of our socials and everything. So yeah, as always, I wanted to say thank you. That is now open. I will be trying to post more on TikTok in the next while. I just need to figure out what I can post, find short enough segments that I can do, and so forth. But yeah, as always, I wanted to say thank you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next one. Happy New Year, everyone. Peace out. Oh, real quick, sorry, before I go, I forgot one thing. However, don't forget to share out the podcast, like, share it, subscribe to it. I forget what the other buttons are for podcasts, but yeah, we really do appreciate it. It helps us out more often than not. It's one of the best things you can do for us, and I mean that sincerely because it really helps our podcast get out there. It helps the numbers get higher, and it just helps us get more recognition, so we're able to produce more stuff and hopefully eventually one day make sure this is like a full-time podcast. But yes, as always, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.